Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. Hope everybody is doing fantastic or wonderful this Wednesday. It is a very nice, wonderful Wednesday. Weather is fantastic. It was a nice day. Went over to my mom's house and helped her out with some stuff she needed help with. So it is a very lovely day. Lovely day. Let's see what we got going on in the market. I was kind of eyeballing some stuff early on, but as I mentioned, I wanted to help my mom out for a little bit. And yeah, we got some movement today. Nice gap down here on the SPY. Let me see if I can get it. Gap down roughly about 0.4% or so. So we had a roughly a 0.4% gap down. Trade a little bit higher, a little choppy. Came back down choppy. A little bit of a pump here. A little bit of a nice little pump. And then this huge, look at this evening star reversal. This is a huge one. Mostly because we had a nice pump, very small doji, and then we had a very quick drop, very strong drop right there. Okay. The market continued just to kind of very choppily trade down until about an hour ago, and a nice little pop there for about 15, 20 minutes ish. Nice little upper wick. And then we rolled over for about 25 minutes. So 20, 25 minutes. Got back down to those lows, but didn't make a new low of day. Qs did. That's interesting. So the Qs did. So this kind of would give me a little bit of indication that we probably do sell back down later on because the Qs made a new low there on as we came back down to the low of the day. Okay. Seems like we're trying to pump here over the past 20 minutes. All right. Qs. A little bit more volatile throughout the day. Did have a little bit more of a gap down today, roughly 0.7% of a gap down, roughly 0.75% of a gap down. Kind of same pace, not as much bearish, really. Yeah, not as much. IWM has been a lot more flat actually during the intraday, although they got wrecked on the gap down and the sell down initially. Yeah, the gap down roughly 0.75%, but man, that initial 20 minutes was not exact. 30 minutes, we'll say 30 minutes. First 30 minutes was not exactly the most bullish there on the IWM, especially when we're seeing some strength on the Qs, or not strength, but not as much bearishness on the Qs and SPY like we were seeing on the IWM. But since that point, the IWM has actually been holding up. Okay. DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, not bad. Not bad. Very much looks like the SPY, the SPY. Okay. Down roughly 0.5%. IWM was, by the way, is down roughly 1.5%. RSP, the equal weight SP 500, down 1.1%. Okay. Well, all right. That's what we need to know. Let's see. Federal Reserve balance sheet data now. We're going to get VIX climbing a little bit today. Okay. So we'll get Federal Reserve balance sheet data tomorrow after the bell. Tomorrow before the bell, it will come out for the sentiment. Sentiment survey will come out. Investor sentiment survey, basically. So we'll see what that looks like. We also get Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow morning. So that'll be an hour and a half after. This will be an hour and a half into the trading day. So the trading day starts at 9:30 Eastern. This will be 11 o'clock Eastern. No. No, this will be at noon. Sorry, noon Eastern. Sorry. So 2.5 hours into the trading day. 2.5 hours into the trading day. Trading day starts at 9:30. This will be at noon Eastern. It'll be 1 o'clock my time, or 11 o'clock my time. Trading day starts 8:30 for me. So, okay, 2.5 hours into the trading day tomorrow. Jerome Powell will be talking. Just be careful of that because the market will move. The dollar up today. Did have a very nice pullback. Did have a nice drop about an hour ago. And that's kind of coincides when the market popped. Okay. Didn't get the rally here though, so that's interesting. The gold GLD. Oops. Gold futures. Yep. Okay, so GLD gold up kind of strong today. I think this has something to do with some news I saw, which I forgot to get this all together. So if I understand correctly, I believe there was an embassy that got attacked in Beirut. So obviously, you know, not that's not like what people want to see as far as Middle East tensions and stuff. Trying to see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, might not be here. Anyways, the yeah, so the embassy being attacked in Beirut, or the U.S. embassy being attacked in Beirut, probably has something to do with gold up as much as it is. 10-year yield. Look at that move. Took out these double wick highs today. Let's see what it looks like intraday. It's been coming back here over the past hour. Okay. Been coming back. It's been moving higher. We'll see how this thing ends today. If it starts to turn course and turns up, that'd be a big deal. All right, 10-2 inversion, moving higher. U.S. 2-year yield. Yeah, 2-year yield kind of hanging out. 2-year yield had a very strong day yesterday. HYG breaking down, got back down to lows it was had a couple weeks back. LQD breaking those lows. Okay. TLT probably breaking those lows. Yep, barely broke those lows from 2 weeks ago, October 6th. Okay. 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 Just curious to see that. Yields still looking pretty good. Still looking pretty good. Man. Let's go back. I'm gonna go back and look long term. Yeah. Yeah, I think yields are just moving up to about this level, 5.25 roughly. These double top highs. Yeah, I think we'll just be moving up in here. I'm not saying that we move there in the next week. Obviously, this is a monthly chart, and we're looking all the way back at like 2006, 2007 time frame. But honestly, that looks like the next major kind of support area, resistance area. So yields are probably just going to move at least another good 0.5% higher over the next month or two. So I think yields will just continue to slowly grind higher. I mean, how much have we moved higher this month? We moved 0.3% higher this month. Yeah, so that kind of, I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't know how aggressive I would expect them to keep moving over the next month, but probably here over the next 2, 3 months, 4 months, I can see yields, the 10-year yield at least, up to about 5.25. Kind of makes sense in my opinion. And then at that point in time, I'd imagine yields and rates kind of give it a rest for a period of time, maybe for like a year, maybe longer. But I think they're just going to be slowly motoring up to 5.25. Makes sense. All right, SPY. Hold on. What's the intraday doing? Trying to slow down. Maybe trying to base out here. Dollar. We'll see about dollar. Dollar never got this rally here, and the market kind of got this drop back. But man, the market is so weird. It's like tries to go bearish, and then you just get these really weird pops, just like out of nowhere. They're just like super strong. Let's see. Okay. Apple's up pretty good today. I mean, compared to the market, having a nice alpha day. Yeah, you can see it. I mean, it hasn't had as much bearish. Oh, hold on. That's the 15. There we go. Yeah, it just hasn't had as much bearishness throughout the day. It's been kind of hovering around the neutral line quite a bit. Okay. Microsoft. Microsoft's kind of got a nice little bearish trend to it throughout the day. A lot of declining highs. Okay. Microsoft. Alphabet. Alphabet as well. Kind of got some declining highs throughout the day. At the lows of the day, basically, here for Alphabet. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Meta. Meta down 1.25%. Kind of got some declining highs. Not down at the session lows here. Looks like it's more like in the middle of the day. Middle of the day's trading range. Okay. Meta. Amazon. Amazon, look at that. Gap down, trading lower. Amazon gap down 1.25%. Nice declining highs throughout the day. Basically, kind of down at the session lows recently. Okay. Tesla. Tesla's getting hit down 4%. Look at that move. Let me see what. Ooh, there we go. There you go. So Tesla's earnings today. Yeah, Tesla's earnings today. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to yeah, that's a tough one to be bearish on because you're seeing a bearish move today. That is tough. I just wouldn't have any takes. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, people are just too fanboy. Like Elon Musk just says the right thing on the conference call, and this thing will still pop tomorrow. So I got nothing. Yeah, it's. I mean, today's breakdown though. I mean, if earnings wasn't today, like it puts this low in definitely into like you're just gonna be moving down to this low. But we got earnings today, so you could kind of wait and see what happens tomorrow, and we'll obviously look at this tomorrow. But yeah, it's kind of tough. Yeah, the whole earnings today kind of makes that a little bit of a I don't know a little bit of an unknown. The one thing I would say though, if we do gap down, we don't take out this low. This would be a game plan. I think that wouldn't be bad, half bad on Tesla. If we gap down, we don't take out this low. I would expect the buy up to happen, and if we do buy up, and this is like very early. Like if we buy up kind of strong, like the first 30 minutes hour, I would go bearish on that. I wouldn't do like intraday bearish, but I'd be bearish like over the next couple of weeks, and maybe look for that push back down to this low that we had back in like mid late August, August 18th. I think that might not be a bad play. Man, but I got nothing. Even if it gapped like in the middle of today's trading range, like tomorrow, if it gapped kind of like around this 248 level, and it maybe just hung out and didn't like pop higher by the first half of the day and break above all these moving averages, I could still say like that still might not be a bad way to go about it here over the next few weeks. But yeah, that's all in. I just wouldn't want to see it break this down. That'd just be my opinion. If you want to go bullish, obviously you got two highs here. You want to probably see a gap over, and then you got a nice decent run maybe up to the 300 level. So That'd be my take, though. If we gap down, we don't take out this low. Look for the early buy up, even into like the middle part of the day. If it just slowly buys up, fills this gap kind of, and then look for the rollover maybe tomorrow or the day after as the moving averages kind of come down and push it down. The other thing is if it gaps up maybe at like 270, I would look for the bullish move up to maybe 280, possibly 300, maybe even just come fill this gap here at like 290. That might not be bad. But if it gaps below this wick, my opinion is just, I mean, there's a lot of room for it to move, and it would probably just be crazy tomorrow in this range. That's just my opinion. That's kind of the way I would kind of look at that. Anyways, let me know if there's anything you wanted to look at. Yeah, Tesla earnings. Let me bring up the X. X marks the spot. Let me see what. I know there's more earnings. Netflix. I think Netflix is another one. Let me. Boom. I don't know if y'all saw this or if anybody saw. I'm about to retweet this out. I actually saw this on my phone. Years when first 5 days are greater than 1.4% higher, or greater than 1.4% higher. In the previous year, negative. This is basically how the year end kind of ends out. Stats are made to be broken. They're not laws. They're not rules. Anyways, I'm going to repost that. I'm going to like it. Because I'm going to use that later on. Anyways. Very cool. Win ratio over October, November, December. There is some negative time periods in there. There are some negative time periods, so it's not like perfect. The situation I believe we would probably see is I think we're probably going to have a much more bearish October, and then we'll have like a flat November and December. They'd just be choppy. That's what I think is going to happen. So 2012, very, very much might see that scenario. But we'd actually be positive for the year. I don't think we'll be negative for the year. Anyways, what was I looking for? I was looking for I remember now. The Netflix. Ooh, ASML. Yeah, we want JB Hunt. Yeah, we want to look through some of these. All right, so ASML. A little bit of a gap down. They didn't kill it on revenue. Okay, so they did not beat revenue. They missed that by 1.9%. They beat earnings by 3.25%. Okay. So that's ASML. United Airlines missed, gap down, huge volume day. Very steady trend selling down here over the past several months, past couple months. I would not be bearish here on United. For this, actually, it might not be a bad time to sell some puts. Honestly, if you got the capital, selling puts, really good idea here. You can see it's at the lower end of this kind of like downtrend. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If I can find this tool, I hate trying to find this tool because I can never remember where the freak it's hidden. Where the freak is it hidden? Is this it? I believe this is it. Dude. No. No. That's fine. Okay, we'll do this. This is not what I want. Dang it. That is not what I want. Where is it? Trend base fib extension. No. No. Oh, it's this pitchfork. This is what I want. All right. Okay, so all right. The pitchfork. So there we go. All right, so basically I'll line that up right there. Line this up like right here. And that kind of looks okay. I kind of want to move that. There you go. So you can kind of see how it's kind of trending down, kind of all following along in this kind of zone. But this candle today is kind of an extension in this trend lower. Also, it's been on this path for a while now, and you're kind of getting down to some major support levels. So if you get the capital, like look at how many weeks in a row that is. There's only one green week in there in the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one green week, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like 13, 14 weeks, something like that. 13, 14 weeks red there in United. You're coming to a pretty good spot. I'd imagine United's not going out of business. Not a bad time to maybe look to sell some puts. Bring in some cash flow there. Anyways, just an idea. Just an idea. That's it. How's it look intraday? Oh, yeah, that's not a bad spot. You can see it just quick flush. It's kind of flat. All right. How else? Ooh, JB Hunt. Oh. Okay. JBHT. All right, so JB Hunt, they missed top line and they missed bottom line. All right, so that's a big deal. So missing top line revenue, that's always important. Missing earnings is it's kind of weird when companies miss earnings because they can really kind of manipulate some things on the balance sheet to make things look like they're in the income statement or the balance sheet. So that's kind of weird. But revenue is very difficult to manipulate. And so when companies actually miss revenue, that's a big deal. So missing revenue and earnings is like you don't see that too often. So interesting. Yeah, that's not good. U.S. Bancorp, Abbott, ABT. Let's check you out, Abbott. Abbott Labs, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, man. Very quick sell off this morning. Slowly got back to the daily highs. Beat top line, beat bottom line by about 3%. All right, cool. We got Morgan Stanley. Ooh. Beat top line, beat bottom line. Be curious to see what they said. Because, yeah, that's. What did they say? Did they say anything? Morgan Stanley earnings fall 9% on lower investment banking revenue. Okay, investment banking revenue. All right. What else we got? Oh. Procter and Gamble, PG. There you go. Staples Company, killing it. So they beat revenue by about 1.25. They beat bottom line earnings by about 6%, 6.5%. So we're gonna take a look at sector rotation here in just a second. Where's NASDAQ? NDAX. Oops. NDAQ. Sorry. NDAQ. They basically flat on revenue and they beat bottom line. It's always kind of interesting to see how the exchanges and brokers do. All right. Cool. That's it for earnings that we've had so far, or at least since yesterday. Obviously, Tesla, Netflix. How's Netflix doing? Damn. Netflix, man. That thing's been just dropping. Wow. I don't. I mean, I don't like it, man. Ever since his last earnings, just hasn't been. I mean, dude, his last earnings that had a massive breakdown. You know what? I was bearish on it back over. Where was this? Right here. I got embarrassed right here on this head and shoulders breakdown retest into the bottom of that head and shoulders. Took some bearish. It was looking okay, and then it ripped. And yeah, that was fantastic. Worked out just not so well. I didn't understand why I was going bearish at all, but that's the market. It's like, all right. And then, hey, there you go. A couple months later, coming back. All right. It's the way it goes sometimes trading, man. Sometimes you just scratch your head. Yeah, not much else. So we'll get Tesla, Netflix, Lam Research will be another one to see. Alcoa. Alcoa is always important to see. You want to see aluminum production. Alcoa gives you really good insight into the economy. And then tomorrow morning, AT&T, American Airlines, TSMC, TSM. Take a look at that one. See how, because that one hasn't been performing good over the past few weeks. Blackstone, Nokia. UNP will be important. UNP will be an important one. Okay, so TSM, how are they doing? Okay, nice little pump here over the past couple of weeks. It's coming down, nice gap down. It's going to have earnings tomorrow morning. Very flat after that gap down. Okay. Okay. Let's check sector rotation. See if Staples are doing all right after that Procter and Gamble's earnings report. All right. So the day's best performers: Energies and Staples. Damn, Energies, man. I have no interest to really ever play that sector. There's just so much that volatility been around that sector over the past. I mean, even couple of years. Just a lot of volatility baked around that sector. But Staples, man, looking pretty good. I couldn't believe they sold off as much as they did in September. Looking good now. Healthcare outperforming, tech outperforming, utilities outperforming. So there's only two sectors that are actually positive. Everything else is negative, with healthcare, tech, and utilities outperforming, even though they're still negative. Communications is underperforming. Financials underperforming. Real estate underperforming. Industrials, discretionary, and materials all underperforming for the day. Intraday price action. Tech's actually holding up okay. So XLK holding up okay. It's outperforming Staples, Energies. Yeah, healthcare is basically in line with the market. Industrials, utilities, financials underperforming there. Communications, discretionary real estate, and materials all kind of down there underperforming the most. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go check how XLP is doing. But we'll just run through all these. So real estate's getting hit today. Nice. Big old long upper wick yesterday. They're on real estate XLRE. Okay, materials. Whew, look at that breakdown. Huge full-bodied bullish candle yesterday. Today, completely reversed it. Materials look like they're going to go lower. Let me check copper. Copper throwing a pretty large upper wick today. You don't want to see this price action back to back. So you got some lows here, like you had a low back here in May, and you had a low here in the beginning of October. Kind of the same spot. Yesterday we wicked below it. We come back up, and you want to see kind of what we did earlier, where we're continuing higher. But you can see we have a big upper wick here. Honestly, this says It's probably going to break down eventually. So it rallied in overnight and it dropped this morning, come back down this morning. So copper not exactly giving a whole lot of strength here. Yeah, not getting a lot of strength there. And if it breaks down, I mean, it's going to come down more. But anyways, as far as materials goes, it doesn't look good here either. XLB, yeah, XLI also. Materials and industrials they kind of move very similarly. Financials breaking down. Energies up pretty good. Take a look at crude oil and gasoline after this. Energy's looking okay. Utilities are down. Very difficult to be bearish on utilities right here. For the simple safe haven aspect. And they also got wrecked at the end of September. I kind of like it for the bullishness. But, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just hard for me to say, like, look for a bearish setup here and go bearish on utilities. I'm just not about it right now. And honestly, if utilities breaks above these the past 3 days upper wicks here, which I think the highest upper wick was yesterday, I would just be bullish on it. I would just be bullish on the XLU. That's my take. Yeah. Healthcare. Bearish engulfing candle. This is another one that'd be tough to be bearish on, but yeah, looks quite a bit more choppy, in my opinion. It also didn't really have a massive breakdown. I mean, it traded lower, but it didn't break any recent lows, not like the XLU did. I mean, the XLU just got thrashed at the end of September, beginning of October. Like that's why I'm like, dude, the XLU looks so good, just because of massive breakdown. Staples is also very similar to the XLU, just had that massive breakdown at the end of September, beginning of October, and it's yeah. I mean, I would just be bullish on Staples, man. Discretionary is down 1.75%. That is Rec City. And Tesla hasn't even reported yet. That's the thing, is Tesla hasn't even reported yet. So, I mean, Tesla very much could sink this ship tomorrow. Man, look at those weekly candles. Just consolidation, nice upper wick. I mean, damn. Wonder what happens if Tesla has a bad day, bad earnings. Whether it's numbers or guidance or whatever. I mean, it could be bad for kind of stock market going forward. XLC. It's very difficult to be bearish here. A lot of people seem to be very bullish on Meta. Although I am not one. But Alphabet, man, it's so tough to be. It's so tough to recommend be bearish Alphabet. So I will. Yeah, I mean, to me, the XLC is just kind of the one I would avoid out of the XLK, XLC, XLY. The XLK, I could actually see probably being more bearish here. And that's tough. Yeah. Yep. XLK, man. Like too many people are in the XLK. Just too many people are in the XLK. All right. But, I mean, the XLK is holding up okay today. All right. How has the market been doing here recently? So we did have that continuation of the pump when we started the hour, come back down, kind of some sideways action here the past 15 minutes. Nice upper wick right there. Oh, really? That was all in 1 minute, and then we came back down over the past 4 minutes. Um, yeah, I got nothing on the market. Honestly, I just expect us to continue to break down. Another thing about the way we had lows today is let me do this. Put this in the middle of the screen. So we have a higher low here on the SPY between that one Eastern low and then the one about 35 minutes later. So we have a higher low here, but if you look at the Qs, we have lower lows. To me, that says we're going to go lower. So I just look at that and I just said, oh, the Qs continue to make lows. I would just continue to probably just lean into that direction. So I'd be really shocked if we probably push up on the market because the Qs seems like they're the ones that want to break down more here recently. Not so much in the early going part of the day, but here recently they've been a little bit weaker. So, anyways, let's see, heat map. Yeah, staples are doing really good. Oh yeah, crude oil. Let's go check out crude oil. So, crude's throwing a nice little upper wick for the day. Okay. Yeah, for the day. Oh, we had contract roll here on crude oil. So had a little bit of a move down on contract, not a big one. And then okay. Gasoline. Okay, gasoline starting to look good here. Gasoline starting to look good. That's what you want to see, man. You want to be bullish on energy. That's what you want to see. How's diesel doing? Diesel's coming down. So I can see it. I can see a period of time coming forward here as heating oil. I mean, diesel jet is all priced to heating oil. So heating oil probably underperforms price wise compared to gasoline because let me do a comparison real quick of these in RB. There we go. So you can see during the upswings, this is heating oil is outpacing gasoline. During the downswings, gasoline is outpacing, outperforming heating oil. And kind of see where we are now, and I'm zooming out for a very long period of time, but I mean it is pretty clear that we are into the upper ends of that relationship. So right now, like if you like doing pairs trading and that kind of stuff, where's the rectangle? You can see, I mean, even all the way up to here. I'm not going to make it all the way up to there though, but you can see like this is like the upper end of a lot of that relationship. Typically I'm gonna move this down. It's like in this zone. Like you see, it's just normalized in this zone. So if you know how to pairs trade, what you would want to do is go long gasoline, go long on the RB1 contract, and then be bearish on the heating oil one, HO1 contract. So anyways, that's kind of how pairs trading works. But yeah, I mean, I like it. But you just got to understand, like, it could go higher. You just never know when it's going to top out. But to be pretty honest, it seems like not a bad spot. Yeah, doesn't seem like a bad spot. And then once it gets back into the normalization area, you can see nice come back down. Very much comes back down to the lower end. This one even comes back down. This one kind of comes back down to the lower end. So yeah, that's kind of how pairs trading works. When you find these relationships and I mean, this is a huge deviation, right? Than the historical norm. Mostly the historical norm is around 1.05, plus or minus maybe 15 cents. So, yeah, this is a huge deviation. Like, that's a really good trade. Like, that's what you want to find. When you're looking for trades, that's what you want to find. You want to look for things that are hugely deviated and it's going to move back to the norm. So, yeah. Really cool there. I might even put that in the market outlook video for this Friday. Very nice. Who found that? That was a good find, whoever did. And it's crazy. Like, we had a pretty inflated one last year, too. Okay. Anyways. What else we got? SPY, those are SPY cues. Let's go on. Ooh, we're seeing some bearish nails. Right now, it's looking like the market is going to go hit daily lows. I mean, you see the cues are getting really close and hitting that daily low area. SPY, kind of getting down there as well. SPY's got to get all the way down to this wick down here. But yeah, the market's down 1%. So for the day, what I would be looking for is really kind of just how low we close. And if we close here on the Qs below these wicks on Friday and Tuesday, I mean, I would just count on like we're just going to come down Thursday and Friday. Obviously, part of that kind of has a lot to do with Tesla and what they say. Obviously, that's going to be the big one that has earnings today after the bell, as well as Netflix. And I don't really think much would save it, but it might just be more choppy than not. Other than that, was there any major news? Also, don't forget tomorrow around midday, Jerome Powell will be talking. Don't forget about that. Call to empower McHenry as House Speaker gets louder. Okay, cool. Politic crap. Netflix tees up Netflix Cup. First live golf tournament. Cool. Morgan Stanley profit shrinks. Oh, yeah. I think I did look at Morgan Stanley. Yeah, I did remember that. Goldman Sachs getting hit, too. Okay. We making new daily lows. Man, we're getting close. The Qs, man, they're getting close. Yeah, I'd be curious to see just how low we get today. I mean, once we just kind of break down, I would imagine we just kind of keep selling. I think the most important part would be tomorrow, and if we just keep breaking down, like if we close really down on these lows, once we break through down tomorrow, I'd imagine we'd probably just continue selling. Ashton Bailey. First off, sounds like there should be a liquor drink, Ashton Bailey. You said, would be able to give a brief breakdown on how this all works. I'm clueless. NGL. Not gonna lie. How this all works. Well, I was about to get off, but all right, I got another 5 hours. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna break it all down. So it's very quickly, just throw in a couple questions like, like in what reference are you clueless or you want to kind of talk about? Because I mean, I don't mind talking. We can talk another 15, 20 minutes. So just give me something like a stock, commodities, futures, what buying stock is, how to buy stock. Yeah, I mean, like anything, options, exchanges, brokers, how to open an account, all that stuff, man. Just ask what you're kind of trying to, what you're like alluding to, and like the I'm clueless part, because There's a lot, and it's like I don't want to be talking about something that you're not ready to have that conversation. And I'm not calling you an idiot. It's just the nature of the beast. Like there's a wide topic of finance here, and I don't want to be like on step 5 if you need to be on like step 1 or 2. How's Cat doing? Cat, look at that, 4.4% lower. Look at that gap down. That is a nasty gap down right below yesterday. Woo, buddy. Look at that buy up candle off the from like the get go yesterday, and then we gapped down just beneath it, and then I mean that thing just cratered. Wow. How to open an account, and would you need to know how to hold stuff steady with a brokerage? And I've been on step 1 trying to figure out trying to find out, but I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, there's no point in taking a college class if you need to go through middle school math. So, all right. Yeah, if you're talking about like open account, so first off, take your time in the world of finance, especially in the world of investing, in the world of stock market. Do not ever feel like you're pressured. If somebody tries to pressure you into stuff, just walk the fuck away. Okay? Take your time and learn. Take your time. Make sure you're understanding what you are doing. There's a lot of generic contracts out there. I will not recommend a broker. Actually, I kind of will. It depends on your account size that you're going to go with. I'm not going to push you to a broker. There are some good ones. I'm going to go over some of the good ones. Robinhood is a very flexible one for small accounts. Small accounts is anything I consider $30,000 and less. So if you're going to put capital into a brokerage account, Robinhood, who is publicly traded, I would not buy the stock. I'm not recommending the stock at all. That is not what I'm recommending. But their zero commission is very good for early small capital accounts. Okay, there are trading restrictions. Basically, anything under $25,000, you cannot do margin account day trading. There are a certain amount of rules around some of that stuff. So you can do cash account day trading, but it takes a couple days for when you do a trade of full when you buy and sell a position like within one given day, a day trade. It takes a couple days for that to go through the clearing houses and brokers. So it takes a couple days for that to get processed for your account, for you allowed to access that cash for more trades. Take your time learning, though. That is very important. There's a lot of stuff on my channel, on like very basic stuff to kind of intermediate stuff to there's some advanced stuff. But I would just start learning, just like how to buy stock. In practice, there's paper trading. Okay. Oh, here's another thing. I would actually, if you're gonna have an account under $30,000, I would actually do two things. I would actually open two accounts. One would be with Robinhood because their zero fee structure program, zero fee. Once you get over $30,000, I would actually move away from Robinhood, and I would go to I use TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim trading platform. Another really good one is Interactive Brokers. So Robinhood. So Robinhood is this place. Breakthrough to the new 4.9% APY. So like this is a good one. Like they're mostly on your phone. It's mostly like on your phone app. I don't care for their business all that much, but as far as like zero fees, like that's pretty good. You also got TD Ameritrade. Now, one thing I just remembered, TD Ameritrade, yeah. So Charles Schwab bought TD Ameritrade. So TD Ameritrade is part of Charles Schwab. I would probably, I don't know, open a Schwab account. So yeah, this is where I'm not like as familiar because I've had my account for like years. So I would open an account here, and it depends on where you're going to be doing your transactions. Like if you're going to be doing your transactions on the computer, TD Ameritrade has this program called Think or Swim, which Think or Swim. Yeah, let's just do that. Boom. Go there. Thank you. All right, so here's the Think or Swim. It's now under the schwab.com website. And there you go. This is a trading program. This is a program that you can use to trade. This is what I use. So I have this on my desktop. I will not show you because all that. Phone and Xbox. Cool on the Xbox because I do game myself. But phone, like every broker has a phone app. Okay, so that's like, it's not a big deal. Robinhood is mostly a phone app. Like that's where they got their go. And then, like if you use a computer though, like obviously if you use a computer, you're going to have a lot better tools and stuff on the computer for trading and stuff like that. So you can use Thinkorswim and then Interactive Brokers. Yep, Interactive Brokers. Boom. They also have a lot of their their own stuff and things like that. So the thing I was gonna say though is Thinkorswim and Interactive Brokers, they both have these trading programs that allow you to trade paper trade, like paper trade practice, and think of whenever you hear paper trade, practice trading or anything like that. So like it allows you to go through the whole process of buying or selling a position, but you don't actually do it. It's just practice. It's just fake. It's just a fake money kind of thing. It's not real. So that is something I would highly recommend just doing in the beginning. Okay, is get in, and I don't know if Robinhood has that. I think they do. I'm not totally sure, but going through and just understanding how to put in an order for any position, just buying one stock is it just understanding how to do that, how to enter a position. Like most people, their first time they enter a position is they buy shares. They buy shares of stock, right? And like that's a very important thing to know is you want to understand one how to buy shares of stock, and you also want to know how to close and sell shares of stock. So understanding how to transact with your broker is very important to investing in trading and stuff like that. All the other things as far as like strategies and stuff like that, like those, I mean, that stuff takes so much time. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier is like, take your time. It's like you're not missing out on anything. There's always opportunities out there to make money. Do not worry that you're missing out on an opportunity this Wednesday, October 18th of 2023, because there will be freaking opportunities to make money tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Okay. Don't worry about it. The way you don't want to lose, you don't want to lose your capital by doing something dumb. Okay. And also don't be afraid to ask. I mean, I'm here every trading day for an hour, and this hour is not really for me. I mean, every now and then I'll trade. I'll actually do some trades on this hour, but right now on our current place in the marketplace, I don't want to. But really, this hour is really kind of more meant for people like yourself to kind of get in here, ask questions, and yeah, just kind of understand where to go. So, what I would recommend though, if you're mostly going to be using your phone, do Robinhood. Do a Robinhood. I don't know if there's paper trading on Charles Schwab or Interactive Brokers, but most likely you would eventually probably move to trading off a laptop or computer, I would open an account. If you don't have a computer, you don't need to. Yeah, I would say you don't need to. The other thing, so here's the other thing. If you before you open an account, understand which kind of account you want to make. There are accounts that are very beneficial for you that are not like you can make a personal account, right? When you go through the process of setting up an account, you could set up a personal account or hear me out. You can set up a retirement account. Now you're like, well, why would I do that? Well, obviously we're all working towards retirement, but the other kind of cool part about retirement accounts, and I'm not going to get into all that because it's kind of outside my scope. I don't really have the licenses, kind of do all that, but you can definitely contact like TD Ameritrade, and it's not like they don't cost you anything. You're like, hey, I think I'm looking to make an account, and you're like, I've heard maybe opening an account as or a retirement account is possibly a good way to go, and they kind of help talk you through that. Okay, there's a couple of good retirement accounts that you could possibly open into it, but like you have a traditional Roth account, and you have or I'm sorry, you have a traditional IRA. I'm sorry, let me back that up. You have a traditional IRA account. Let me see if I can go into here. You have a traditional IRA account you can open up into, or you can open up a Roth IRA account. What kind of accounts? That's what I want to know. And account types. Here we go. Account types. So you got standard retirement. So your retirement accounts. So retirement accounts. Highly recommend. Honestly, I highly recommend Roth. Most likely, the income that you will be putting into this account will be after taxes. This is the account that you want. This is an after tax type of retirement account. So after you've paid your tax on your money, right? Most people get paid, and you get paid after taxes, right? The government takes your pay stub, they take out the taxes on your W-2 and all that. That's what you want. Now, if you're like a private consultant and you get paid directly, you're not like an actual employee, you can go the traditional IRA approach. And this is before tax retirement account, basically. So understanding which way to go is really good. Roth IRAs are very good, but you can only have a max of $10 million. So there's a long-term thing that you kind of just need to deal with. But I would definitely just go this way, because once you get to $10 million, you can definitely have more flexibility in how you do stuff. So anyways, highly recommend doing Roth IRA approach. I don't know how Robinhood, how you set up accounts here. I really don't. The only IRA with a match. Maybe they do have IRAs here on Robinhood, but yeah, I'm not totally sure. I need to probably just go through and set up an account on Robinhood sometime, but I don't. Anyways, basically IRA accounts will let you kind of do everything a personal account would. Do not stay away from 401ks. Do not open a private 401k. I don't even know if you would be able to. Typically, these are business type 401ks. Very limited also. So if you have a 401k through an employer, you probably do know if you've ever set up your retirement allocations. Very crappy to do. Not a fan of 401ks myself. I've never messed with SEP IRA, so I don't really typically know that. Anyways, rollover IRAs these are account like IRA accounts that you've brought from other places. So like if you have a 401k with Fidelity, which a lot of places, a lot of businesses have 401k plans, and Fidelity is typically the houser. Like they're the broker that has a lot of those type of accounts. And you wanted to rotate out of that 401k and into a rollover IRA or something like that, this is what you do, and it will basically convert whatever you're coming from, like a pre-tax 401k or a post-tax 401k, and yeah. So yeah, take your time in making sure you set up your account right, because it has a pretty good impact on your taxes. And while you kind of get that going, just practice and learn how to kind of trade and invest and stuff like that. Roth IRA would be probably a way I would highly recommend going. But traditional IRA, Roth IRA, yes, would recommend doing that. Everybody's tax situation and financial situation a little bit different, so it's just kind of need to figure that out yourself. But Robinhood, if you're going to be on the phone, would be very good to go that route. But you could definitely just contact Charles Schwab and don't tell him like, hey, I'm just going to open an account with Robinhood and not open an account with you guys. But you can talk to them. They have really good financial people, like customer service, that would help you on understanding how to open an account, all that kind of stuff, or what kind of account to open. So, but as far as like charting and stuff like that, take your time. Don't stay away from leverage in the beginning, like margin. You'll see stuff like that. Stay away from a lot of that stuff until you get an idea of really what you're kind of getting into. It might take a while. It might take months. But the more you look at it, the more you'll kind of get the grasp of what's going on and stuff like that. So, yeah, take your time. Feel free to come back anytime. You can come back every day if you want. Definitely don't mind going through and looking at different things every day. Ashton, appreciate the question. Hopefully I was helpful for you. But I really appreciate the work. Big G, definitely going to be here more often. Yeah, just hang out, talk, and you'll learn. The more you're around it, the more you'll learn, the more you'll pick it up, the more you'll get it, and you're like, oh. Part of it's learning the lingo, right? So the more you're around, it's like going to another country. The more you're around that language, the more you'll pick it up. Don't understand how long I've been wanting for a start. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. So, it's honestly, it's not complicated, but most people have zero understanding or history with finance, and that's why it gets to be complicated. Don't worry about. You'll see a lot of stuff like around the internet of like, oh my god, look at all this money I made. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about those people. Yeah, don't worry about that stuff. That's just traps. Don't get all hyped up by that stuff. So, have a great rest of your day, Ashton. Good luck. Figure out what kind of account you want to make, and then just start learning. Just start learning. Don't need to execute anything right now. And to be pretty honest, right now is a perfect time in the market to be learning, not really executing anything. So, Alpha Hunters, have a great rest of the day. Take care.